this is a very interesting election because over here there are two blocks, broadly speaking, and both are celebrating. One is clearly, has an edge, but the one that's actually trailing seems to feel like it has a moral victory. Right now, the two people who spoke to us on the channel spoke about democracy and the economy, and those are the two issues that the Congress party says it doubled down on, and that is what they believe has given them these results. I mean, a huge bump from last time.
Now, one of the biggest issues that have sort of dominated this forum has been the war in Ukraine.
Is of the ongoing heat wave, which could affect voter turnout. Now, the umbrella has gone up, but as you can see, it is incredibly hot. Some of the seats voting today experiencing record heat, more than 4 to 6 degrees Celsius above normal. In some areas, temperatures are as high as 47 degrees Celsius.
Pavni, good to talk to you. Good to see you didn't manage to melt during that after you lost your umbrella, but you're doing a great job there, Pavni Mittal.
And that behind me is a long queue of people who are out here at about 7:30 in the morning to come out and vote at this polling station in India's national capital, New Delhi. India is holding the world's largest election. We're on the banks of the Yamuna River, which on first sight looks like it's covered in soap bubbles, but the white substance you see floating on the river is actually foam that is caused by the tons of household and industrial waste that flows into this river. Scientists say global warming has disrupted birds' migration patterns, with many changing routes or staying put. Those who have made the long journey to their winter homes are either seeing them shrink or, like this river, become more toxic. Speaking of political messaging, it is important to note that this match is taking place at a stadium named after India's current Prime Minister. So whoever wins, I think it's safe to say that the Indian government, particularly the Prime Minister, is getting some great advertising just months ahead of the general election. So one of India's biggest companies is facing an unprecedented crisis. The Adani Group has lost about $100 billion in valuation in just a week. Its founder, Gautam Adani, has personally lost more than $30 billion in that time. He is no longer Asia's wealthiest man. These are the tallest buildings to be demolished in India. We're right outside New Delhi, and this marks the end of a decade-long battle between the developer and resident. This is just one of the 1,500 varieties of mangoes found across India. The summer favorite is locally called the king of fruits and holds immense cultural value. They're also globally renowned. But the pandemic has disrupted the multi-million-dollar trade, and this year, exports are expected to decline even further. How did that part of your life shape and influence your business philosophy?
Before Kurdish, I'm a nomad.
I believe you got a tattoo over there. Can you talk about that?
I did. When I met with the daughters of Reykjavik, did they all have matching tattoos? So I'm now officially a 23rd member.
And how concerned are you about the situation in Iraq? Because oil prices have been impacted.
Yes, over 110,
yeah.
Brent. I think this is a really good question or good point.
You have KKR, you have red chilies. Are you worried that to a certain extent, if not the fortunes, but the health of these businesses depend on your name?
They do, and that's a nice thing.